What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the third episode of How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. This one's titled, Let Not Me Be a Loyal Minister. Okay, so this episode, I'm fairly certain we're going to be meeting many of the characters that we saw right at the end of the last episode, in which we are fixing our advisor situation. So we've done our magic test to see what our magic aptitude is. And we do have a semblance of magic. It's not super overpowered combat magic like you would typically find as a isekai hero. It's very much a form of magic that helps him be a king. He can copy his consciousness into objects and therefore have them do things that he would do. So put them in front of paperwork as pens, they'll write documents and such as he would. So I think he had, I think he had 3 pens going at one time and him working at the same time. So he had 4 times the amount of efficiency when it came to doing paperwork and stuff, which was very, very helpful because there was a lot of paperwork to be done. Also had a group of assistants trying to fix the economy, specifically overspending and any fraud that might be going on, so any embezzlements of funds and stuff like that, which almost certainly will happen in an empire like this, or a kingdom like this, where there's not really any real checks going on. It's very easy to do it and just get away with it because no one's looking for it. But now he's actually looking for it, we're going to start dealing with some of those people. And we also talked a lot about our farming situation. So the reason why we are kind of starving right now is that we are importing all the food that we buy, and therefore that costs money. Where do we get our money? Well, we're actually using our fields to earn that money by growing cotton, because cotton was something that was very valuable and was worth exporting. Unfortunately, we converted pretty much all our farmland to cotton, and most other kingdoms and empires did as well, and so there's such a huge supply of it that it's not really selling anymore. We've got supply exceeding demand, and now we're just in a situation where we've got all this cotton that's like useful, but it's not giving us enough money to pay for the food that we're importing, and it'd be better just to grow our own food. So yeah, we're reorganizing our farmland usage, so we're still growing some cotton probably, because we'll use it internally as well, but we need to rebalance where our farmland is being attributed, and become a bit more self-sufficient in that regard. We can bring down our import costs, etc, etc. And yeah, he has genuinely good insight into all of this, and he's genuinely a smart guy. And I think that's what makes him likable, is that he's not the typical idiot protagonist, obviously. This is not a show about combat as its forefront. I'm sure there'll be combat-based moments later on, but because, I mean, we do still have the impending threat of the demons up north, right? So, you know, we kind of still need to deal with that, so I'm going to guess there'll be some combat further down the line as we deal with some of the more military-based kingdoms out there. But that's not the main point. The main point is what I've always wanted, an isekai show that actually deals with running an empire rather than protecting it from a singular threat as a hero. And so, as a result, I'm really, really enjoying this. Whether this is how it always is going through the rest of the series, I don't know. I mean, for this 13-episode run, I imagine it will be like that for the most of it. But by the time we get towards, like, a Season 2 or a Season 3 of this show, in theory, whether it will still be like that, I don't know. Or whether it will turn into generic isekai hero type stuff, I don't know. But I'm invested now already in all this, so I'm going to be perfectly happy with that. But this episode, like I said, is going to be based on the people who are auditioning for being an advisor to the crown, essentially. And he's just saying, hey, if you've got a skill that you think that no one else can best you in, come on down and show me what you got, basically. Like, it doesn't matter what status you have, and it looked like there was someone from refugee camp on the outskirts of the kingdom that was also coming in, like a little girl. I'm curious to see what her deal is based on all of this. But we also had, they're in the OP, and they're actually named in the OP, I just can't remember their names. We have the dark elf looking one, we had the larger guy. I'm going to assume it's going to be something food-based. Like, I know it's a stereotype, but I feel like they're going to play into it. So it's going to be something to do with food. his skill. Dark Elf looked like she was like combat-ish, so maybe like a warrior or something. Maybe she's going to be like the ultimate bodyguard to him or something, or maybe military commander or something. I don't know. Who else did we have? We have that one guy riding on a horse. I don't know what his deal was. The girl coming from refugee camp. I think that was all of them. I think there's 4 or 5 of them, like really notable ones that we need to pay attention for this episode at least. I'll point them out in the OP when we get there anyway. So anyway. Loading up the episode up here. As per usual, these are time-based format access here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture and pitch, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 per month gets you access to all Patreon and picture access I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Sympho Gear, and Lock Horizon. Those shows will be delayed this week just because I'm trying to catch up on all the shows I've missed last week due to my COVID vaccine, so bear with me on that one. I'll be trying to get around to them as soon as possible. But here on YouTube, we do time-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3 to 1 play. Now play Sai episode, I Sai episode, and we should be in sync. We watch this one on Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones who license this series. We have the King's Records, or King Records logo to start with, and then the Funimation logo, so it's just over 14 seconds logos. I'll call them out as I go past, but you'll see a screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. King Records. Formation. Cheers. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, helps that barrier a bit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Only one language in the world. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. How much charge is left on that phone, by the way? Because, like, that can't last long, right? I'm assuming the demons don't use the language of this world either, by the way. I'm fairly certain they intentionally excluded them from the equation. So either the demons just don't have language, or I don't know. Yeah, we got a lot of important characters, but the ones that are named in this, I think, are going to be important this episode. I don't know what the deal with that is yet, either. I guess that's going to be an evolution of his magic, just because it had the same color. Alright, Licia, obviously, our waifu. Juna looked to very much be a singing-based power. Aisha looks like military. Kuya, I'm going to guess, is magic. Poncho is food, obviously. Tomoe looks like beast tamer? Or something like that? I like the OP a lot. Alright, here we go. Right, he's still talking of leaving. Like, fix this country and then I'm off. He's trying to build her up as the next leader. Mm-hmm. She's thinking about that a lot. I think he did in this moment. He has no attachment to this world yet. Oh, without a doubt, yes. again, he doesn't have as much attachment to that world either. Anchoring him here just through that. I don't know if that's necessarily a fair way of doing it, but... Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably. Oh, hey, Poncho. Oh, and the other one. I forget your name. He still doesn't think is, even though he's been accepted, going in front of the king with his talent probably. All right. This is broadcast around the nation as well. Okay. These are the 5. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Poncho's really not. He really thinks he's out of place in this. All right. Announcements and things. God protected forest. Okay. He's done some reading about them. Minority race. Okay. Elevated skill in combat. So yes, she's going to be combat. Divinely guarded, huh? Okay. Mm-hmm. Get one approached here. That's... Yeah. That's insane ability. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Not a reward, but a request. Hmm. Okay. The forest is potentially having issues. I don't think they've ever heard of such a thing. Mm-hmm. 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 Jesus. But that was a big concern amongst our people, and you can easily rectify it. News being delivered of what's going on, I guess. You could say that. Juna, okay, this is our singer, I believe. Or entertainer, perhaps. Of course. I love the outfit, by the way. Unparalleled beauty, yeah. And a singing voice. It's actually a really good rotational shot. Hmm. Lorelai's, okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Energize the people. Quite the performance to give. Mm-hmm. Is he gonna play one on his phone? Everyone's like, what the fuck is that? I was like, how does it got this much charge left? And how's he got his headphones with him? Of course they're wireless. Mm-hmm. 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 That is quite the talent. Alright. No. Hat breaks. Yep. I mean, yep. How long can you keep that battery charged? He could probably think of a way to make electricity in this world to charge that. Probably. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Come on, Poncho. Poor guy. Poor guy. Eating, okay. Talent for gluttony. Okay. 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 Yeah, he's just like, what the hell? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Really partying on, Jesus. I mean, I guess he's not wrong, but they really love this rotational shot, by the way. I mean, they pull it off relatively well, I'll give them that, but they overuse it sometimes. Hmm. Huh? Okay. Now you got even more people coming. This was on recommendation. Ah, yeah, okay, here we go. Who recommended him by chance? Intellect, okay, it's more general. Knowledge and memory, very useful. Very useful. Hmm. Very broad reader. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Went above and beyond even what you expected. Mm-hmm. Quite a little standoff here. I like this. Alright, we'll have a discussion. The Prime Minister in black, okay. Wow, right hand man to the king. That's insane. Of the Mystic Wolves, okay. Converse with bird. Okay, so Beast Tamer, essentially. Wow. That's pretty insane, yes. There none living in the kingdom. Yes. And judging by appearance, probably would also play into that. Mm-hmm. It's a good question. Okay, we have something else. Hmm. We don't get to hear it. Damn cliffhangers. Hmm. I wonder. I wonder what it is that she said to him. He was initially struggling to come up with what he ultimately wanted there. This probably changed it a lot. Very good episode, though. I like our little group that we're forming here as well. Alright, another good episode. I love this show. I really, really do. Mostly character introductions and into their things. I'm surprised they went quite deep into Hakuya's like future there. Like, I feel like with Juna and Aisha, they didn't really, and Poncho, they didn't really go into what would happen to them. They'd be like, okay, these are our talents, and these are what they're talented at. And he's like, okay, I have uses for you. He didn't go anything further beyond that. But with Hakuya, it was like, oh, he would later become the Prime Minister Black and the King's right-hand man. It's like, I guess that means they're not going to show that scene with them in the chambers afterwards. Is that an anime-only thing they did there, or was it also like that with the light novel? Because it feels like they wanted to cut out that discussion because it would drag on too long for the runtime. So they thought, oh, we'll just give a little bit of like, oh, this is what was going to happen. Just like how we kind of had Diablo kind of talked about at the end of Slime Season 1, and then we kind of went back in Season 2 and like built up how Diablo came to be in the end. Because like the name Diablo we should not have known until Season 2. Realistically, we should have known his names prior to that, but at the end of Season 1 it was like, oh, he would later join Rimuru and become Diablo and all that, but we didn't actually know any of that at that point, and it would take another like 12 episodes before we even got to that point. So yeah, it's kind of weird how they did that with Hakuya. I'm just going to assume it's because they were trying to cut something for time, and they decided, okay, we'll explain Hakuya a little bit more, so we don't have to have this conversation now. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, really good episode. I'm excited to see what goes on from here, and what she said. What could she have possibly said? If it's related to her ability... I don't know. It's going to be related to her ability of being able to understand animals and things like that, but I don't know where it can go beyond that. Because, I mean, everyone speaks the same language anyway, so it's not like she can start understanding different human languages or anything. The only thing I can think of... This might be a bit too out there. What if she could understand demons? Because it was very much hinted that the Amphosphere, or whatever they called it on that thing, very clearly did not include the demons. So I'm thinking, okay, the demons probably have their own language, or they have no language. It depends how intelligent they are and how organized they are in their political structure and things like that. Like, are they just a mindless mass that are spewing forth, or are they a concentrated, organized thing that is proceeding? I'd like to dig into that some more. So if she could understand demons, or whatever they're called in this world, that would be quite an important skill, and that would cause him to be like, oh shit, about it. So that's probably where my thinking's going as to what she could potentially be. I don't know how else you can improve the power to understand animals, unless she can command them. It's either she can understand the demons, or she can command animals. Rather than just like understand and evaluate and things, she could actually physically command them to do whatever she wanted, or ask them to do whatever she wanted. Probably not physically command to the point of being like slaves, but still. It's got to be one of those two. Maybe it's a mix of both. I mean, they did say the Mystic Wolves were far up north, right? Didn't they say that? Let's see. Where was it? Yeah, the Mystic Wolves. Land of the Mystic Wolves. Far to the north of Elfrieden. So yeah, further north, therefore closer to the continental border with the demon territory. She's in a refugee camp, so that's why she's here, because she's fled from her home. The demon one seems a bit more likely now, based on that. But she's only a kid, so who knows where her talent could go. Anyway, I'm curious to see if that's going to be discussed right at the beginning of next episode, or if we're going to leave on that for a little bit. Maybe that'll be a surprise for us until we actually get to use her talent in whatever it ends up being. But I love this show. I really, really do. A little bit of a slower episode as we introduce a bunch of characters and what they're good at, but next episode, I'm sure we're going to start going into where they're going to be useful and what purposes they're going to be. So I'm excited in that regard. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the summer 2021 line you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.